Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, let's see how to make this crochet coaster. It can also be scaled up to make a blanket as well. So I have used worsted weight yarn size 4, and the crochet hook size is 3.5 or 4 mm, based on the yarn you would be using. Here I have used three colors: white base yarn, and green for the leaves, and red for the roses. So if you're new to my channel and if you like this video tutorial, so please subscribe to my channel. My channel's name is Made by Yuma. Present this as a flower bouquet to your loved ones as well, so they will definitely like it. Let's quickly check the yarns that I've used for this pattern. I'm using a worsted weight yarn, two colors of the same size. However, for the roses I've used a little thinner yarn, which would be a 3-ply yarn as compared to the 4-ply yarn for white and green. I'm using a 4 mm crochet hook. You can also use a 5 mm crochet hook if you would like to. That will give a little looser pattern. And for the roses, I'm gonna use a 3 mm crochet hook because the yarn is thinner than the green one. Let's start by making a magic ring with a white yarn. Here I'm using a 5 mm crochet hook. And make a chain to secure the magic ring, and then followed by 2 chain stitches. Then make 1 DC into the magic ring we just made, and continue making 11 more DCs into the magic ring. The first 2 chains are not considered as the double crochet. Once you have made 12 double crochet into the magic ring, pull the tail end of the magic ring to shrink the center space. And now let's make a slip stitch on top of the very first DC. So we are just ignoring the 2 chains and making slip stitch on top of the first DC. This completes round 1. Let's move on to round 2. To begin with, make chain 2 and make 2 DC in each of the stitches. So we are starting with 1 DC in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, and 1 more DC, and make chain 1 and make 2 DCs into the next DC stitch. Chain 1, 2 DC in the next DC stitch. So we're going to repeat this pattern across this round. In total we have 12 chain 1 spaces and 24 DC stitches. So again, by making a slip stitch into the very first DC, we are completing round number 2. Now for round number 3, start by making 2 chains and make 1 DC in the same stitch, and then make 2 DCs into the next stitch. So this is the increment. So wherein we make 2 DCs in one stitch, thereby incrementing the number of stitches. And now make chain 1, and we have to skip that chain 1 space and make 1 DC on top of the next DC stitch, and into the next DC stitch make 2 DCs, which is the increment stitch, and make chain 1, and we're going to repeat this pattern across this round. 1 DC and 1 increment stitch. So at the end of this row we will have 36 DC stitches. So complete this round by making a slip stitch on top of the very first DC at the beginning of this round. This completes round number 3. Now let's move on to the next round, which is round number 4. Start by making 2 chains and make 1 DC into the same stitch, and make 1 DC in the next stitch, and make 2 DCs in the third stitch. So this is the pattern we're going to follow. Chain 1. So with every round the number of DC stitches keep increasing by 1 DC between this chain 1 space. So now we have 3 DCs in the previous round, so which we will increment by 1. So 1 DC in each of the next 2 stitches, followed by an increment stitch in the third DC. So you're going to follow this pattern for any number of rows you wish to complete this project, and it is the same. So in every round you're going to make an increase in the last DC stitch between this chain 1 space. So complete this round by making a slip stitch on top of the very first DC stitch. We have completed 4 rounds here. I'm planning to make a few more rounds. Follow the same pattern. Completing this round by making a slip stitch on top of the very first DC stitch. Here I have made about 7 rounds in total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you can see in each of the rounds we have incremented 1 DC. So now let's see how to make the petals here. So for that, take the green yarn and make a slip knot with the green yarn, and then insert the hook into any one of the chain 1 space we have on this base, and then yarn over and pull through that loop we just made, that is a chain 1 loop, and then make a single crochet. And make chain 3 Skip the next two stitches and make a single crochet into the third stitch. We have to repeat this pattern all across this round. Make chain 3 and skip 2 stitches. Make a single crochet into the third stitch. Make chain 3. So we have to consider that chain 1 space as 1 stitch. So in this case, skip the next 2 chains including the chain 1 space and make a single crochet. So go ahead and repeat this pattern all across this round. So I'm going to make the last chain 3 loop. And finally make a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet of this round. This completes round number 8. So for the next round, start by making a single crochet into the chain 3 loop, followed by a double crochet, and then make chain 4, a picot stitch. For the picot stitch, make a slip stitch into the fourth chain from the hook. So this makes a picot, and then followed by one double crochet and one single crochet into the same chain 3 loop. So this completes one petal, and now we're gonna make a single crochet into the next chain 3 space, followed by a double crochet, chain 4, and a picot stitch at the fourth chain from the hook. For the picot, you have to insert the hook into the fourth chain and make a slip stitch, followed by a double crochet and a single crochet. So repeat this pattern and complete this round. So I have completed one petal in each of the chain 3 space, and by making a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet, I am completing this round as well. So this completes round number 9. You can pull up the loop and cut the yarn. Now let's sew in the loose end. I prefer using a crochet hook to sew in the loose end. And I would also recommend to use a smaller hook size so that it is so easy to insert in through the stitches and pull through the loose end. And trim the excess thread. Now the base coaster is ready. Let's see how to make the roses to attach to the leaves. So further, take the red yarn. So you can use any colors of your wish, like yellow, lavender, pink, you name it. So first take the crochet hook. Here I'm using a smaller size because of the 3-ply yarn. As you can clearly see the difference here. So this is a thinner yarn. So take the tail end of the red thread and insert on top of the single crochet stitch over just between the two picot stitches, and then grab the yarn and make a chain stitch to secure the yarn tightly. Now make 11 chain stitches. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11. Make 1 DC stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. Make 2 DC in the next stitch. And now make 3 DC in the next stitch. Continue making a 3 DC in each of the chain stitches till the end, and you will see the rose shape automatically formed. So it just curls up to form a rose shape, as you can see here. I'm going to use the crochet hook to secure it tightly to the coaster. There are two ways to do it. One is to make the roses separately and then fasten it along with the coaster using a sewing needle. Basically, I prefer using the crochet hook rather than using the sewing needle. So, wherever possible, I try avoiding the use of sewing needles. I prefer crochet hook stitches itself. So, this is quite complex as a beginner, but you choose whatever way works for you. So, you can just follow the video and see how we can secure the rows using the hook itself. And make sure while making the knot, do not pull the string so tightly that the rose will go out of its shape. So make sure you're not doing it so tightly. And adjust the shape of the rose as required. And finally I'm going to make a chain 1, pull up the loop and cut the yarn. Now you can sew in the loose ends using the crochet hook itself by bringing in the loose ends into the rows and then trim the excess yarn. Okay, with this the attachment of rows is complete. You can follow the same step and attach roses on alternate leaves, or if you want the roses to be closer, so you can attach one rows per leaf. Now let me show you how to make a row separately and attach it using a sewing needle. You can follow the same pattern for the rows by making a slip knot followed by chain 11. And make 1 DC into the fourth chain from the hook, and into the next stitch make 2 DCs, and into the following stitches make 3 DC, and continue till the end of this stitches. As you can see, this will automatically curl into a rose shape. And using a sewing needle you can just attach it to the leaves. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. Please hit a subscribe button if you like to see such videos, and give a thumbs up to support my channel. Thank you for watching.